Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Allison Lasky, and I'm a consultant here at Campus Labs. Today, we will be reviewing the survey project process within Baseline, starting at how you submit a project request all the way to viewing and launching the final version of your survey. When you'd like to start a survey project, you'll want to simply log into Baseline, complete the short project request form, and then submit it. We will be reviewing this process momentarily once I review the steps on the screen and we jump into the live site. Based on the details you submitted in your project request, you'll then be notified via email that we've received your project request. Once you've received this, we will then work with you on building your project based on the details you provided through your project request submission. If you'd like us to review your survey and offer feedback and suggestions, we'd be happy to do so. Or you may prefer that we build your survey exactly as shown in your document. Please do not hesitate to let your Baseline support specialist know how we can best fit your needs. After the survey has been created in our system, you'll then receive an email letting you know that the project is ready for your review. Later in this video, we will review the options you have when previewing projects in Baseline. When you preview the survey, you'll be doing so as the view of the respondent. And during this phase, there may be some back and forth emailing with your Baseline support specialist to ensure the survey is exactly how you prefer. So after you've submitted your project, you've previewed and communicated any changes you'd like to be made to your survey, you're then ready to administer your survey. To administer it, you'll send it out using our mass mailing tool, or you can simply copy the generic link on the project dashboard and send it out yourself. Once the survey is live, the results of the survey will be available to you in real time. So as respondents take the survey, you'll be able to see their respondents' information when you view results within your project dashboard of your survey. So now let's jump into the live site so that we can review the process of actually submitting a project request. So once you log into Baseline, you'll be able to submit a project request on the button here on the left-hand side. Once you click here, your contact information will carry over. You'll see that at the top here, and then you'll start by entering the project details. For the project title, we request and recommend that you include a specific title and a semester timeframe, which will allow you to quickly find the project in the future through a large project list. So for example, I'm going to title this Fall 2015 Peer Mentor Survey. Next, you'll hit Department. If you do not see your department listed in the dropdown, simply contact Campus Labs and we'll make sure to add your access to your department. After that, you'll then select the open and close dates. For the open date, you'll notice that you have to select a date with a minimum of 4 business days past today. This gives Campus Labs enough time to review your project details and build the survey. However, we are also happy to accommodate requests that are required for an earlier time in order to expedite your project if necessary. If this is the case though, please just contact your Baseline support specialist directly in order to work out a date. So for the date, we're going to select today is October 30th, and we will move it to Thursday. We'll move it to Thursday, November 5th. And then for a close date, this is the date you'd like the project to close and stop collecting the data. If you'd like this date extended at any time, this is something you can quickly call Campus Labs for, and your Baseline support specialist can extend. We always recommend extending the close date to something later than you think it would be. That way, if there are any delays on running the survey or any additional feedback needed when we're building your project, you'll have an extended time to collect results. So I'm going to click the calendar and select a date in the future. Next, you'll choose your project source. You can either select New Project or a copy of a previously administered Baseline project. If you are a new user to Baseline or this is a new survey, chances are you'll have to create a new project from scratch. It means that this project has never been administered before within your Baseline site. If it is a past survey that you'll want to administer again, you'll then select the second option, which is to copy a Baseline project. This will allow you to administer the survey as is, or you can also make additional edits to the survey as well. On the next page of the request form, you'll be able to select the project in which you would like to have copied and then provide us with any changes that you may want to make as well. So we're going to request a new project. The next section is administration type. This is where you decide what methods you will use to administer your survey. If you plan to use campus-owned devices to administer your survey, such as an iPad or tablet, you would select them here. Campus Labs iOS app. If you are doing this option, you'll want to list the specific device names in the text box below so we can assign them to your survey. If you're unsure of the device names, please contact your Baseline support specialist and we can walk you through your options. Or if you are administering the survey in the web only, you would then select web survey only. Or you can select both as well from your third option here. The next section is the web survey administration method. This is where you can let us know how you plan to actually administer your web survey. And you have a couple different options here. The first option is the generic link option, and this works best if you plan on sending the survey yourself by pasting the link from your dashboard into a campus email or another website, for example. The second option that you see listed here is mass mailing. This works best if you'd rather use our mass mailing tool within your Baseline site, which you can set up right within the project dashboard. This tool is also helpful as it lets you know who responded and allows you to set up email reminders. And those email reminders go to only the folks who did not respond already. The third option here is not applicable. This would work if you were going to administer your survey on a device, such as the iPad or tablet, as we mentioned before, or if you're not sure, you can always select this third option and your Baseline support specialist will walk you through it. The last section on the first page is additional assistance. This is a really important aspect of the request form. Here you have the option of how you would like us to proceed with your survey document. If you would like us to contact you after submitting your project and provide suggestions on the survey content, including scale changes, question order, and wording, you would then select this top option. Or if you would like us to only review the survey for any small grammatical errors or formatting discrepancies and keep the survey as is, you would then select this bottom option. We do recommend you select the top option if the survey is new to you, or if you really would prefer that we give it a full overhaul of review in order to review the full content of the survey and provide suggestions. Keep in mind if the survey is lengthy or will require a lot of back and forth from us and you, that they may want to extend your project date. This is something just to keep in mind as you're working with your overall survey timeline. So once you complete this first page, you'll then move to the bottom here and select Next. This will then take you to the page of the request form. You'll see here that you can review your contact information as well as the project details. There's also a section here where you can include any additional notes. If you are expecting to receive a preview by a specific date, you'd want to include it here in this text box. Or our goal is to have the preview to you within enough time for you to review. If you have paper data that you plan to add to the survey, you'd also specify this here, and we will set up your survey a little differently. Another example is if you need to grant or restrict access to the survey from other Baseline users, you can also indicate that here as well. The only thing we really do not recommend you put here are your actual survey questions. This text box does not have any additional formatting options, and you'll be prompted on the next page to include your survey questions there. So I'm just going to add in a note. And then once you're done submitting your request, you're going to hit the bottom Submit button. You are now on the project dashboard for this specific project. The project dashboard houses all the key components for your project. It will contain your project request details, the original survey drop you provided to us, and a message for previewing your survey that we provide. The link to distribute your survey will also be on here, as well as the results of your survey as they come in. You'll also notice there's a new section on this page on the right-hand side called Project Categories. Our data science team has been working on categorizing all of our baseline survey projects and have come up with tags which will now be assigned to each survey. Survey tags have also been assigned to every project prior to this release. So let's take a look at this process. You'll notice that the survey may already have up to 3 tags on it or categories based on the title of the survey. So since this was titled Peer Mentor Survey, the selected categories are advising, peer, and terms. However, if you wanted to manage these tags and remove these categories or edit these categories, you can do so by clicking the Manage button. Once you click the Manage button, there are 5 categories where there are 75 predetermined categories that fall under each one of these. Each category is academic affairs. If we close that one, demographic, institutional, services, and student affairs. When you click into one of these specific categories, the subcategories fall, and you can add an additional one after you've already X'd one of your 3 predetermined categories. So you can only have up to 3 categories. When you make changes to the categories, these are automatically saved in the system and will appear from now on in your project dashboard once it's accessed. So if I wanted to delete peer, I could then delete peer and add graduation. And you'll see that it's been saved. You'll also see below project categories, you then have project files. And that's where, whether this is a new project or a copied project, there are instructions for what you need to do, whether you need to copy a project or upload your survey if it's a brand new project. When you upload a file, this is just like if you were to add an attachment to an email. You're going to select the file and then click the upload button, and then once it's uploaded, the file will appear down here. While Campus Labs is notified when you submit a project request, we are not notified when you submit a document. This is important just to keep in mind, is if you keep editing your projects and your files, that you may want to communicate this to your baseline support specialist. Once you have done that, you are all set with completing your project request. Once you've completed your project request, you will then be notified when your project is ready for preview, and you can log back into Baseline, click on the project tab up here, and this will take you to the project list, and you can search for the title of the survey you want to preview. So you can search for that project you want to preview in the search bar. We're right now going to take a look into a project that is already collecting data so that we can check out how to preview a project. So once you go into the project dashboard and your project is ready to preview, you'll have 2 options. You'll have the preview option and the outline option. To see how a survey will look for respondents, you're going to click on the preview button. In order to move through all the pages of the survey in preview mode, you'll actually need to answer the questions, which will allow you to review the display logic of your survey as well. Don't worry about it collecting any data while you do this, as the preview button will never collect any data. So this is exactly how the survey will look if a student were to take it. You'll notice you cannot go to the next page though until you have completed the questions. If you wanted to see the survey from the behind the scenes and the details of the survey, you would then click the outline button. This is a quick way to review the entire survey, as all questions will be visible on the screen. So unlike the preview button, you do not have to actually complete the survey to move from one page to the next. You'll see all of the answer options, the skip logic, and any coding that has been included in the survey. This is a great option for making and tracking any changes you'll need to do, and in order to reference any question numbers that you may need to communicate any revisions to our baseline support specialist staff. We always recommend, if you're going to make any changes in the outline, to open the Word document, as this will then allow you to track changes through the Track Changes feature within Word, or use highlighted font so our staff is aware of what specific changes you'd like to have made. You'll then save the draft and email it to your baseline support specialist. If we head back to the project dashboard here, the link to your survey will be posted under the administration method section. So if we scroll down here, we have the administration method section, and here is the link to the survey. This is also available once the survey is ready for preview, and this is the link you'll be using when you are ready to have your survey collect data. You'll be able to collect data on the survey once you hit that start date that you indicated when you first created the project. If you are ready to open the survey earlier than that original start date, not to worry, all you have to do is call your baseline support specialist and they will be able to make these changes in order for you to activate your survey as soon as you're ready. Lastly, let's take a look at the results tab. So when you log into Baseline and you go to the project dashboard of your project, once you've hit that start date and it starts to collect data, you'll be able to see those results in real time, meaning you'll be able to see the results in the graphs, you'll be able to review results, and you'll also see your total respondent count continue to increase over time. When we click on View Results button, you'll then see you have a lot of options in order to dig deeper into your survey responses. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to use filters and export your results. And on the left-hand side, you'll be able to look at each response for each question in terms of the frequency, the graph, and start to do some cross-tabbing. Again, you'll be able to look at these results in real time, so you do not have to wait until the end date of your survey and when your survey closes in order to look at the results. This completes our review of the project request process. If you have any further questions on submitting a project request, please do not hesitate to reach out to your baseline support specialist or call us at 716-270-0000.